Yeah, welcome to the Blue Blood
What's up?
CGT YouTube channel. We are live for our Bowl Mania Pick'em.
Yes,
Look,
sir.
I know we've already got a couple games that are underway, but it's Friday night. It's showtime. We're going to start our Bowl Pick'em, starting with the games that are kicking off
Tomorrow.
Saturday morning. Tomorrow morning.
Saturday morning.
So hit subscribe right now. If you're tuning in,
Come on.
go ahead and hit subscribe. And the link below, you can get your picks into our group, the Bowl Mania, Blue Blood CGT Bowl Mania. Join on that. We've already got a nice handful of people that are participating. So,
come on, join the fun, man.
All right, B. Holmes, let's go. The Boca Raton.
Beautiful Florida, Boca Raton. Nice place.
I thought they were going to change that bowl name to the Lane Kiffin Bowl a couple years ago. You know,
he was in it every year. Feels
he was
like.
owning it. So who you got in this one? We got Western Kentucky and App State.
I like App State, man. Western Kentucky just lost their OC to Nebraska. With the air raid. Did he go to Nebraska? Yes, he went to Nebraska.
No.
No.
He went to
Where
Tech.
did he go? Tech. Excuse me. He went to Tech. Sorry.
Yeah.
Pitt went to Nebraska. Sorry.
Yes.
So yes, he went to Tech. So I think trying to place an OC on the fly. App State. I've watched them actually quite a bit this year. I like App State, man. I'm pulling for those guys down there.
Yeah, I've got App State in a high scoring game. I think I think that's going to be a high scoring. If I was a betting man, I'd probably go over. I don't even know what the over under set at right now, but that's what I would pick.
Yeah.
And then also Saturday morning action, we got Jackson State who sent shockwaves.
Let's go,
shockwaves through the country. And I know, man, you talk about polarizing. You got people either on one side or the other, with them landing the number one overall recruit, Travis Hunter.
Yep.
Right? That's his name. Yeah.
Travis Hunter out of Georgia.
Defensive back out of Georgia who was committed to Florida State. I put a video up about this on our channel, basically just saying, man, if I'm the top defensive back in the country, top player that plays defensive back in the country, and I can go play for arguably the greatest defensive back to ever play the game as my head coach. And what a lot of people don't realize is Jackson State's defensive coordinator, Dennis Thurman, played nearly a decade in the league.
Yep.
Most of which were with the Cowboys. And he's like a lifelong, long time NFL defensive coordinator. So the kid's going to get coached up.
Oh, he's going to be good.
Now, you want to make it about everything else, that's fine. But, hey, I got Jackson State beating South Carolina State. I want to say in a blowout, but I'm going to be honest with you, B. Holmes. Objectively speaking, Jackson State's offense has had their struggles this year.
Oh, they have.
And they've really relied on their strong defensive play. So it's going to kind of depend on, one, how good is South Carolina State's defense, and two, which Jackson State offense shows up. Because, now, don't get me wrong, they've had some games where they've exploded,
right?
But they've they have had their struggles. And so it could be a close game, even though I don't project it to be. I've got Jackson State winning that one in Atlanta. Coach Prime getting to 12-1, taking the number one recruit home with.
I love it. I think they definitely win. I think they're going to carry this momentum. With the big news with the Travis Hunter thing, all eyes will be on Jackson State this weekend. And I think Coach Prime's going in there to send a message. I think those boys are going to send a message because they've heard all the chirping, all the social media about how HBCU boys can't play, which is an interesting factoid. Jackson State has more Hall of Famers from Jackson State than Ole Miss and about a million other schools that are Division I from Power 5 schools. So I think those boys are going to try to put Jackson State on the map because not only did, and we're moving to the next game, Travis Hunter, but did you see the former 5-star receiver from Miami? Just transferred in there with Deion. So I think Deion is using this. This is about to be a recruiting game for Deion. He's about to show these boys, if you come to J-State, not only are you going to win football games, you're going to have a great experience. You'll play for the best. And we've talked about this on the podcast before, so go check some other stuff. I think these guys, this will be the setup for them to now probably start getting to play in the FCS playoffs. I know the Celebration Bowl contract is still 3 more years for renewal, but I think with all this headlines, I think they're going to find a way to allow Deion, if he keeps winning, to go play in that playoff. But I like Jackson State.
Yeah, me too. Hey, leave a comment right now if you're watching. What is your take on it? Whether it's hot or cold. I mean, keep it cordial. Keep it, like keep it in pocket. But
right,
even
PC.
if whether you agree with it, disagree with it, you don't have to keep it politically correct. Just keep it clean, man. Don't be vulgar. Don't be an idiot about it. You can state your opinion. Just don't be stupid.
Yeah,
we don't got time for that.
Absolutely.
Okay, moving on to Fresno State, UTEP. Fresno lost their coach to. Did he go to Washington?
Yeah, went to UW.
Big hire for Washington, but
big hire.
I've got Fresno winning this one.
I think it depends because I know their quarterback went into the transfer portal. He was thinking about following the coach to UW, but then he came back. So I don't know if that means he can play or not. I don't understand transfer portal rules or what that looks like. So if their star quarterback, I can't remember his name, but he's a good player. If he's playing, I like Fresno in this game over UTEP.
Okay, and then we get BYU, UAB.
Yep.
Who you got?
Man, I got the Stormin' Mormons, man. BYU, man. I like them. The thing I keep a lookout for, though, UAB has, I just read about him this morning. They have a defensive end. He's 6'7", 250, looking to be a day 2, maybe possibly early day 3 draft pick. He might be a disruptor for them, but I think BYU just has too much for UAB overall.
Yeah, I'm going BYU 100%. They should win this game handily. They should. So now UAB is pretty well coached. They got a good head coach. I think a former Arkansas assistant that people weren't too fond of is one of their tight ends coach now. But I got BYU. You're top 15 team. Go show it. Go prove it.
Yep.
And then so we had the New Mexico Bowl, which was UTEP Fresno, the Independence Bowl.
Yes.
Old Shreveport. BYU, UAB, and then we got the Lending Tree Bowl. I can't wait till one day when we have the Blue Blood CGT Bowl. It's happening.
It's speaking into existence.
It's happening.
It's happening.
So we got Liberty over Eastern Michigan. I'm pretty sure Malik Willis is not playing, but I have no idea. But whether he is or isn't playing, I'm taking Liberty.
Yeah, regardless if he's playing or not playing, I like Hugh Freeze. I like that team. Liberty's a good team. I think he is playing. I don't know.
He might be, actually.
I think he is playing.
That'd be great.
Yeah, so if he's playing, definitely Liberty. Even if he's not playing, I'm taking Liberty. But yeah, I like Hugh Freeze in this matchup.
Don't worry if you're watching. We will disagree at some point. We have not compared picks once. I might have to change my pickup at some point just to be different. All right, we got the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl.
I love Jimmy Kimmel.
Utah State and Oregon State. Former Arkansas State head coach Blake Anderson, I believe, is the head coach there at Utah State. Led them to a conference championship, and they are facing off with Oregon State, led by former Oregon State quarterback Jonathan Smith, I believe, who was the offensive coordinator at Washington. His name was floated around for that job as well. Stayed at his alma mater. Who you got in this one?
This was a tough one for me, man. I've actually watched Utah State a little bit, and then Oregon State, they're just playing the Pac-12. This is why I'm going to Utah State, not because I have some deep statistic. Because Hunter Reynolds is a former Michigan safety that transferred to Utah State. I like the kid. Kid was a walk-on, found his way to the 2 deep. Knew he wasn't going to get a lot of playing time this year with everybody we were returning, and he's been playing for Utah State and getting some burns. So that's the only reason I'm picking Utah State is because of Hunter Reynolds, a Michigan kid, is now on their team.
Well, I'm picking Oregon State because so here we go. Finally, a disagreement if you're watching. So give us a subscribe if you haven't already.
Right,
but
let's
go. I'm taking Oregon State because Jonathan Smith. I still remember watching him light up Notre Dame in the Fiesta Bowl with Chad Johnson and Hushmanzada with that Oregon State team. And then they had the little running back that was really good too. I can't think of his name, but I remember he was number 35 and he was bald and he was short. And they lit them up. And so anyways, I became like a semi-Oregon State fan. And then the next year they opened the season and lost to Fresno State. And that was David Carr's team. Here's my useless knowledge of remembering sports. But no, I just remember that Fiesta Bowl. I remember Jonathan Smith. Now he's the head coach. He's got Oregon State to 7-5. Could get him 8 wins, which would be huge for that program.
Huge for them.
I'm picking Oregon State.
Awesome.
The New Orleans Bowl.
We've
got the Raging Cajuns, who no longer have their head coach, versus Marshall. Billy Napier, no Billy Napier. I got Louisiana.
Really? Nah, I'm going Marshall on that.
All
I think Billy Napier is the engine that makes that thing chug. I think I've watched Marshall's always like this sneaky team, man. They're like you know, you don't hear about them, but they're very good in their conference. So
yeah,
I like Marshall in this one. I think with Napier being gone, I think, you know, that kind of takes some of the wind out of the sails of Louisiana, and I'm gonna go Marshall with that. I know it's a 5% chance, but I like Marshall.
Oh no, that's just I think 5% people have picked them.
Oh, okay. Well then,
so you're a 5%er.
I'm
you're
a 5%er. Let's go.
I'm going with the 95% on that one. We got the Myrtle Beach Bowl. I wouldn't mind going to that bowl. Got ODU, Old Dominion, and Tulsa. I'm just going with Tulsa. I have not watched one down of football from ODU this year, but I know Philip Montgomery over at Tulsa, former Baylor coordinator, been at Tulsa for a while now. I'm picking them.
Yeah, I'm going Tulsa, man. All off the fact that I went to school in Tulsa, went to Oral Roberts University. It's kind of right up the road. Spent some time training at University of Tulsa. It's just my allegiance to that city. Well, not really allegiance, but my familiarity with the city and the university. Yeah. That's the only reason I'm picking Tulsa, and because they took Cincinnati to the wire, so we know they're capable of winning, of playing some good football.
Well, and here's a crazy just tidbit for those of you that may be watching. Philip Montgomery used to be a high school football coach in Texas. He spent a season as the offensive coordinator at Denton High. The year he was the offensive coordinator at Denton High, okay, my high school football team played them, and their running back ran for, I want to say, 313 yards against us. Jeez. And he went on to play at the University of Houston, and I think he had a cup of coffee in the NFL. He was really good. They also had a lineman that was going to LSU. They had like 4 or 5 guys that ran 4.40s, but there's a little Philip Montgomery tidbit. If you happen to know him and you're watching this, ask him if he remembers that game. I was on the sidelines. I had the best view.
Cheering them on.
It was our first loss of the season too.
Oh man, that's rough.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, we would have won state if. No, I'm just kidding. Famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
The French fries.
Wyoming and Kent State. Okay, I'm picking Wyoming, B. Holmes. You want to know why I'm picking Wyoming?
Why?
Because I've got an NCAA 14 dynasty that is still active right now, where I have turned Wyoming into a national powerhouse. So I'm just banking on them getting the job done. And I think they still have the head coach that was a longtime Nebraska assistant that was at, I think, North Dakota State. I'll look that up while you're telling us your pick for this one.
I'm going with the Golden Flashes of Kent State, man. Right there, they're a Midwest team. I like them. Man, they always just kind of have some nice dynamic quarterback players, some like sneaky athlete. Kent State put some dudes in the league, man. I think Edelman's like they're probably their biggest success out of guys that have come out of Kent State. But I like Kent State, man. The Golden Flashes actually had well, we're not really friends. We just went to school together. But he played for Kent State. So I'm going there as a Midwest guy myself. I got to go with the Golden Flashes on this one.
Yeah, I'm going with Wyoming because it's Craig Bowl. If I'm saying that right, he was a player at Nebraska. He was the defensive coordinator and assistant coach for Osborne in some of those championship years. I know we got some Nebraska fans who are subscribing. So B. Holmes needs to wake up, man. It ain't that late, bro.
It ain't that late,
yawning, man. Like, come on. I know it's been a long day, but yeah, hey, Nebraska fans, come on. We're going to rally around Coach Bowl in Wyoming, so let's get this going. Hit subscribe right now. Hit subscribe. Okay.
Frisco Bowl, baby.
Bowl.
Hometown bowl for us.
Yeah, it is. UTSA versus San Diego State. I'm not going to say mine first. Who do you got in this one?
I'm so twisted on this, right?
I know, me too.
UTSA is it's a Texas team. You always root for that. But San Diego State means something to me because Brady Hoke, man. Michigan coach. I love Coach Brady. But man, I love what's going on down there at UTSA. I'm on the fence. I feel like I'm going to regret this pick. I feel like I'm going to regret this pick. I really feel like I'm going to regret this pick. And it's going against my gut. Let me go with my gut. Originally, I was going to pick San Diego State, but I'm going to go UTSA, man. I like the momentum these guys are having. I like what they're doing. They just signed the head coach to an extension. It seems like he's trying to build something special down there in San Antonio. Yeah. So I was originally going to pick Brady Hoke in San Diego State, but I just don't feel like I could go against you. And it could be a home game, man. Most of those guys probably play for UTSA, live within the 4 hours of getting to Frisco, Texas. They live within that'll be a home game for them. And I think, are they playing at Toyota? So it'll be a fun atmosphere.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like UTSA, man. I'm going to renege my pick on San Diego State, and I'm going to go UTSA.
All right, well, you couldn't have said it better. You've convinced me. I'm officially switching my pick.
Gotta go over.
There you go. So, I'm picking them. That's who I got. So, I'm going UTSA.
Gotta go UTSA, man.
Switching it up for all the same reasons. I had San Diego State. Everything in my brain thinks San Diego State wins the game. Going with my gut and my heart.
Yeah.
All right. Armed Forces Bowl. I'm taking Army over Missouri because I don't like Missouri at all. I don't like anything about them.
Me neither.
And
I don't even like the state.
I actually do like Army. So you were in the Army.
I was in the Army, and I was on the fence. So fun fact, Missouri was the first school that recruited me. Very first school that recruited me. Shout out to them. Here's also a fun fact. Yes, I was in the Army, but I did my basic training in Missouri, Fort Lost in the Woods. Worst place in the world. I freaking hate the state of Missouri for that experience in itself. Nothing good comes out of Missouri. It is miserable. I'm gonna go Army in this, man. A ball control game. They can run the football. I think they're coming off that bad loss to Navy. They're trying to wash some of that bitter taste out of their mouth. They got a decent recruiting class coming in next year too. So super excited about that for those guys, the Black Knights. Yeah, I think I'm gonna rock with Army in this one, man. That triple option attack is hard to stop, and they run it so efficiently. So I like Army in that, actually. Army over Missouri. I'm taking that.
Going Army over Missouri. And then the second bowl happening in Frisco, Texas. Look at Frisco, Texas on the come up. The Frisco Football Classic. We got North Texas and Miami, Ohio. I'm picking North Texas. One of my degrees is from the University of North Texas. Yes, that was the ultimate flex.
Yes.
My other degree is from the University of Arkansas. I do have 2 of them. That doesn't make me any smarter than you. It just means I was dumb enough to go spend that much money to go get another piece of paper with my name on it. But since I have one of them is from North Texas, I got to ride with the Mean Green.
Yeah, I'm going to go, it's a home game for UNT, man. It's a home game. UNT is literally 45 minutes away from Frisco. Yep. Well, maybe now. I knew when we were there, back when I was there, it was like 30 before Frisco developed. Straight down 380. You can't miss it. I like North Texas. It's a home game, man. It's a home game. It's a local game. I think it's a big game for North Texas too. It's good for them for recruiting purposes and that hotbed recruiting ground, that North Dallas area. I'm sure they'll have a bunch of those guys out at the game to check them out. Got them some free tickets. Yeah, I like it. It's evenly matched, 6-6. I'm going North Texas, man. I'm gonna go North Texas, hometown.
Let's do it. And then is it the Gasparilla?
Gasparilla
I don't
Bowl.
want to sound too Gasparilla, and it's like, no, it's the Gasparilla. I don't, whatever. The Gasper Bowl. We got UCF versus Florida. I think that this game's going to mean a lot more to UCF than it's going to mean to Florida. I think that this is going to mean a lot more to Coach Malzahn than it's going to be to Florida, because I don't believe Napier's coaching this game. He's probably just going to let the interim finish out the season. I'm taking UCF.
I think Anthony Richardson is playing quarterback for Florida. I'm going to go Florida. The 6'5", 250-pound, big-time quarterback that's doing backflips, super athletic. Should have been playing a lot more over Emory Jones, in my personal opinion. I'm going to go Florida on this, man. I'm going to go Florida. Because didn't UCF's quarterback just transfer too? Dylan Gabriel, right?
Yeah. And then Emory Jones transferred.
You're
saying
Richardson.
The one that should have been playing is going to be playing.
It's going to be playing, yes. And I think Gabriel transferred.
He just transferred to
UCLA.
That's right. He went to the West
So
Coast.
I like Florida in that. They got a better, consistent quarterback who's in the play, who's been there all year. I think UCF's trying to break in a new guy. And Richardson is just a hoss behind. He reminds me of your guy at Arkansas, KJ Jefferson.
Okay.
He reminds me of him.
That's a fair comp. Big body dude.
Mobile, make plays.
probably a little more athletic. I don't know if we're going to see KJ jumping and doing backflips.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Not taking away from his athleticism. It's just I don't see him. He's a full-size load, man.
Yeah. So
I'm sticking with UCF. I'm staying with it.
All right.
Hawaii Bowl, Memphis and Hawaii. I'm going with Memphis. I read an article that Hawaii had lost a lot of players, and maybe it was false, maybe it was old, but I feel like I read something recently that they've lost a lot of players to the portal. And so that's the only reason why I'm taking Memphis. I think Memphis wins that one. I think Memphis probably has a lot more athleticism as well.
Oh, definitely.
So that's who I'm going with in that game.
Yeah. Normally I would probably say Hawaii because it's a home game for them. The whole island gets up for that game. It's pretty it's a fun bowl game. If you're going to get a bowl game, go to Hawaii, Get to Hawaii. I like Memphis, man. Bigger conference. They face better competition all year. Like I said, more athletes. They transfer in a bunch of guys into Memphis that have played other places. So you're right. I agree with you. I like Memphis in that.
All right, and then I'm gonna go. Moving on to the Camellia Bowl.
Camellia Bowl.
Georgia State and Ball State. Who do you got in this one?
I'm going Ball State, man. Midwest school. Midwest school. They come out the MAC. I don't know what Georgia State plays in, Sunbelt or something like that, but I think
Sunbelt.
I think the MAC is a better overall Group of 5 conference than the Sunbelt. Yeah, the MAC, man. You always got some good football. Maybe because I'm a Midwest guy, I've watched a lot of MAC football. But man, Ball State, I like Ball State. Matter of fact, Brady Hoach used to coach there as well, so a little tie to that. I'm gonna pull for the Cardinals on that one.
All right, I'm going 2 reasons why I'm picking Georgia State. Reason number 1, Jimmy Smith, the running backs coach for the University of Arkansas, was the running backs coach at Georgia State prior to coming here. He's a big reason why we got Jaden Hazelwood and a lot of the great recruits that we've been able to bring in. He's done a tremendous job. The second reason is, I don't know if Ball State knows how to play on Saturdays, bro. It's That's Tuesday true. Night action. They're not playing on Tuesday night, man, and they could have. It's bowl season.
It's bowl
But
season.
out of all the days they could have gotten, they got Saturday, which you would normally be the advantage. But I don't know, man. Tuesday night MAC. So I'm going Georgia State. Okay. Quick Lane Bowl. Western Michigan and Nevada. I'm going to go with Nevada in this one, and I'm going to tell you why. Or Nevada. So let me just do a quick fact check. So, oh no. Oh, okay. It just changed. So he may not be coaching the game. Dang it. The reason why I was going to pick Nevada is because their offensive coordinator is Matt Mumme, son of the legendary Hal Mumme. And I met Matt Mumme when he was the offensive coordinator at McMurray University. I was taking a young man on a recruiting trip. You'll probably remember this.
Right, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, took him on his recruiting visit. He ended up going and playing there, but I was just his, I was his whatever word you want to call it, not escort, but I was the person that was accompanying him on that trip. And dude, Matt Mumme answered every question. He was so genuine, just a solid dude. Then he got on the film and started he literally broke down the air raid offense in 10 minutes. It was just how he just broke it down. He's talking to the room of receivers and he goes, I don't have any running backs in the room, do I? And everyone was like, no, sir. He goes, okay, because we do like to run. We will run the running backs. We'll run them on the field and off the field.
Right.
When he's talking about, but I just thought he was the coolest dude ever. And then all of a sudden he kind of moved on and went over to the East Coast and landed in Nevada. But I'm looking right now. It looks like he was recently named the offensive coordinator at Colorado State.
Oh, nice.
So I'm just going to assume he's not going to coach in that game. But I'm rolling with Nevada.
I'm going to tell you why I'm not rolling with Nevada. Even though I think they have Carson Strong. Is that their name of their quarterback? He's been on a lot of
I couldn't even tell you.
I think Carson Strong. This is why I'm rolling with Western Michigan. Caleb Ellaby, the QB, has thrown for over 3,000 yards for Western Michigan. And their leading receiver, Sky Moore, has received for over 1,200 yards, man. This was Michigan's first test of the year. We opened up the season against them. And obviously, they're a Michigan team. So I kind of keep my eye on them. Heavy passing offense, man. Ellaby, when he's in the groove, he's hard to stop. The dude, I mean, if you've thrown for 3,000 yards, that's a lot of yards to put up in the season. And I'm kind of looking at the stats right now: 3,000 yards, 21 touchdowns, and only 5 interceptions. So he's throwing a bunch, but he's also taking care of the football. So and this little hometown bias for me being originally from Michigan, I'm going Western Michigan in this matchup, man.
Well, now I'm sitting here going, I just realized the reason why Matt Mumme went to Colorado State as the OC is because Nevada's head coach, Jay Norvell, went to Colorado State as the head coach. So they don't even have a coach right now. And I just remembered, didn't Western Michigan beat Pickett this year?
I think so. They had an early upset. They had a very early upset.
Yeah. And they played Michigan pretty good for, I don't know, a quarter and a half or whatever.
Yes, they did. They beat Pitt 44-41.
Dude.
44-41.
Okay, it's live right now. I'm making the change. I'm going to Western Michigan. Because my only reason for picking Nevada was because I thought Matt Mumme was still there. Matt Mumme's not there anymore. Sorry, Nevada, but I'm going with Western Michigan.
Go ahead and subscribe. Listen to us. I just gave you another reason to subscribe.
There we go. Boom. And you're not going to get that Matt Mumme story anywhere.
No.
Not from anywhere else.
No, nowhere else.
Hit subscribe right there. That's bonus content right here on a live show. All right. We've got the Military Bowl, Boston College and East Carolina.
Yeah.
I'm picking Boston College just because it feels like the right thing to do here.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm picking him. Because Jerkovich isn't playing. He hasn't played all year. So I'm going BC just off the strength that I feel like I should pick BC. I don't have any other logical reason besides.
I don't either. Boston College. All right, Birmingham Bowl. We got Houston versus Auburn. Everything in me wants to pick Houston. I'm not. I'm taking Auburn.
Yep.
Houston has not seen anything like Auburn all year. The only chance Houston really has in this game is if Auburn this is an 11 a.m. game on a Tuesday morning. So if Auburn just kind of rolls out of bed and decides they don't want to play, then Houston's probably going to kill them. But
yeah,
there's a part of me that just doesn't want to go against. I mean, it's an SEC. It's a quality team. They've not had the best year. Their quarterback hit the portal, but it's because the backup is kind of taking over the reins.
Right.
I think that Harsin, the coach, needs this win for the boosters' sake. Not because it's a big bowl or anything, but he does not want to finish 6-7 with a loss to Houston. But I don't know. I might regret it, but I'm going with Auburn.
I'm with you on that. I don't like Houston's kind of melted down on the back half of the season. I mean, in all their big games outside of the SMU one, they've lost. I mean, and I say that, and they've only lost 2 games. But, yeah, I like Auburn. And it's in Birmingham. It's a home game. It's in Bama. It's in Birmingham, Alabama. It's a home game for Auburn. So, yeah, I like it. I like that. I'm going Auburn.
Okay, First Responders Bowl. Air Force and Louisville. I'm going Air Force, man. They're just every time I pick against, I always find myself picking against Air Force in a bowl game, and they always make me regret it. Yep. And the most recent time I think was they played Washington State. I think it was a year Mike Leach was having a pretty good season, got Air Force, and I feel like in that game, Air Force came out and literally on their opening possession took 15 minutes. They possessed the ball the entire first quarter. They put on a clinic with the triple option, and then they finished with a touchdown, and they ended up winning that game very comfortably. But I feel like every time I pick against Air Force in a bowl game, they make me regret it. So I'm picking Air Force.
Going Air Force, man. That triple option is tough to stop. I mean, I remember when Michigan played Army 2-3 seasons ago. They took a part of practice every day in spring football to prepare for that game because it was the second week of the season. Because the triple option, when it's run as efficiently as these guys run it, it's a tough offense to stop.
Hard to beat.
Betting advice, I would take the under on this game. Anytime a Service Academy plays, take the under on the game. 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to win. So,
yeah, unless it's against Wake Forest.
Yes, that was the one time.
I did take the under in that game, and both teams covered themselves.
Hey, not the 9 times out of 10, you win that bet.
There you go.
You win that bet.
Hey, I'll tell you what, this next one we're about to talk about, I'm actually looking forward to. Yes. I mean, hey, this is a Tuesday at 6 o'clock, few days after Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not working that day. I'll have nothing else going on. Mississippi State versus Texas Tech. Mike Leach, I'm telling you right now, cannot wait for this game.
Oh, yeah.
He has been dying to play this game since the day he left that university.
Yes.
In fact, do I have it up there? Yes, I do. Hold on. I know it's a live show. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
But, you know, I'm a reader, in case you haven't found out. I plugged a book last episode. This book right here, okay, it's actually a really good read. And he talks about his rise through the coaching ranks, talks about developing the air raid offense with Hal Mumme. But he tells his side of the story and how the whole Texas Tech falling out happened. And you can't read this and not think that Mike Leach is not trying to put up 100 points in this bowl game. So I've got Mississippi State by 100 in this game.
Ooh. I originally, if Cumbie was staying on board as Texas Tech's OC, I would have gave them a shot. But the fact that they brought a new guy in, I do like Mississippi State in this. If Cumbie was staying on board with the new regime, I think I would have gave Tech a shot because he would have wanted to prove something. But I think now that he knows he's on this kind of probably on his way out the door, and knowing Mike Leach, like you said, Mike Leach has no mercy in this game. No. I think he's probably going to be fired up. His team's going to be fired up, and like you said, he's going to want to hang 100 on them.
I mean, the only thing that could even soften the blow for Tech is if Cumbie's coaching the game, because that's one of Mike Leach's former quarterbacks.
Yeah.
When he was coaching at Tech.
And I think he is. I think he's coaching that game.
He's going to coach the game. Yeah. I still think Leach is...
I don't think he cares. I think this is bigger than Cumbie for him.
I mean, this is his moment. He may never get this again. And so, okay. Yeah, and hey, hit subscribe for the reading recommendation.
Yeah, go ahead. Hit
Mike Leach, give us a shout out, bro. Blue Blood CGT. Come on the show.
That'd be
all right. We've got the Holiday Bowl, UCLA versus NC State. Have you noticed that the Holiday Bowl always, well, I don't want to say always, because then someone's going to go look at the last several years and go, no, it wasn't. But it just feels like the Holiday Bowl is always a good game.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Always a good kind of high scoring game. And then who knows? The game was probably, I couldn't even tell you. The game was probably 13-3 last year. Someone's going to look it up. Go ahead and someone watch right now. Go look it up and put it in the comments.
Tell me what it is.
I don't know why I'm doing this, B. Holmes, but I'm picking UCLA.
That's a smart pick.
Picking UCLA.
It's a smart pick. I'm going to tell you why that's a smart pick, and I'm going to tell you why I'm going UCLA. Even if we don't get Visor Chip Kelly, you have to subscribe and go listen to our earlier episodes to understand that reference of Visor Chip Kelly. Even if we don't get Visor Chip Kelly, we get Dorian Taylor-Robinson and Zach Charbonnet. Zach Charbonnet, the Michigan transfer running back. I think he's going to go to draft this year. Dude can run through anything. He is a bus. And after seeing what Miami did to NC State on the ground earlier this year, I think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be tough for them to stop him. I think DTR, they throw in some of that zone read in there. It's going to be hard to stop him. I like UCLA in that one, and I almost like UCLA big.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like Hot UCLA take. Big. I like UCLA
bold
big.
Prediction. There we go.
Yeah, there it is.
Bring it back. All right, we've got the Guaranteed Rate Bowl.
Okay.
It's like we just need to go get like an old school phone book, and it's like they just flip the pages, and that's where they go. Okay, we're gonna name. This is what we're gonna name the bowls after. Minnesota versus West Virginia. I got Minnesota. I like PJ Fleck. You can't deny what he's been able to do at Minnesota. Yep. I say he gets his 9th win of the season and, gets ready for next year, which I believe his running back's coming back.
Ibrahim, I think so.
Yeah, rowing the boat. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, we're rolling the boat, baby.
Rolling the boat.
I'm rolling the boat with Mini, Big Ten team. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to ride with the Big Ten. I like Fleck. I like what he got going on there. So I'm going to roll the boat with Minnesota on this one. I haven't watched a lot of West Virginia anyways, so.
Me either.
Gonna go.
Who does? Who would? Why would you?
Mountaineer fans, and the guy that always trolls me that I had to block. He's a West Virginia guy.
Like, why would you watch a West Virginia football game? Like, I can make a case to watch West Virginia basketball with Bob Huggins and how hard they play, but like, why would you watch a West Virginia football game?
I don't know.
Somebody in the comments, please let us know.
I don't know.
What do we got? Fenway Bowl.
Yes, sir. Chicago. It's gonna be cold. Whew.
Yeah. I got SMU. Is this the one that used to be the Nope, not Pinstripe, because that's the next one we're going to talk about. So,
Pinstripe's in New York.
I'm going SMU over Virginia.
Same, man. Bronco Mendenhall just stepped down at Virginia. So Tony Elliott's coming in, but he won't be coaching that game. I like SMU, man, even though they're without Sonny Dykes. I'm going with the hometown pick, the Dallas boys. We're going to pony up, man. Ride the Pony Express in the Fenway Bowl. So I like SMU. I'm with you on that one.
Okay, and then Pinstripe Bowl. I'm going Maryland over Virginia Tech just because I feel like early in the season, maybe our first or second episode of the Blue Bloods College Game Time podcast, I had said something about Maryland potentially being a sleeper for having a good season in the Big Ten. And what are they?
6-6.
6-6. I feel like I at least need them to finish with a winning record. So I'm taking Maryland. Come on, Loxley. Come on, man.
I like Maryland in this. Obviously they play in the Big Ten. Their fault is they play in the hardest part of the Big Ten. If they're on the opposite side of the Big Ten, I think it'd be they probably have at least 2 more wins. I like Maryland. I like Tua's little brother. I can't pronounce her last name, but even when he played Michigan, if he connects on a couple other passes, the margin isn't as wide. So I like Loxley. I think he needs to do something soon. His seat's getting hot, which is to me is unfair. It's only been 3 years, but seat's getting hot. He needs to win. And Virginia Tech is without Justin Fuente. So I like Maryland in this game.
Okay.
This is a big game for you next, bro.
I know.
It's your favorite team.
I know. So the Cheez-It Bowl. Cheez-Its. I got a funny story about Cheez-Its that is totally irrelevant to this, so I'm not going to tell it. But maybe one day on a podcast. So Clemson versus Iowa State. I'm going Clemson because I'm here for an Iowa State meltdown, bro. Like every single time. And if you are a new subscriber to us and you're watching this, and when I say new, I'm talking like even in the last 3 months, but really we've started to hit our momentum phase in the last probably month or so. Would you agree?
Last couple of weeks, yeah.
That's when we really started, and we'll get to our whole story at one point. We were whether it was what we were doing with Sports Illustrated, and then we actually ended up moving YouTube channels, putting our content on a channel with 40,000 subscribers, and then long story short, we shifted back over, decided we wanted to pursue our own dream, our own thing. We are for the fans, by the fans. Like that is who we are, and that's what we're going to be committed to. So, Blue Bloods College Game Time. We're here to stay. We're building our own thing from the ground up. We had 39 subscribers 3 weeks ago. We're gonna have 1,000 by New Year's Day. That's for sure. I don't even know what we're at right now, but we're gonna have 1,000 tonight. I don't know. I mean, it keeps just where we're at right now tonight is different than where we were earlier this morning. Just get off that tangent. But if you are new and you're watching, I would highly encourage you to go listen to our very first ever episode, because the night before we started the Blue Bloods College Game Time podcast, I got hammered by the Iowa State fan base for simply suggesting that Arkansas versus Texas would be a bigger draw than Iowa versus Iowa State. And if you go look, it's crazy. If you go look at those numbers, it's actually pretty close. And Iowa State had College Game Day. Iowa State was a top 10 matchup. Iowa State was on national TV in the primetime slot, where Arkansas Texas was a 6 p.m. game on ESPN and I still think that game, it didn't outdraw Iowa State, but it was pretty darn close. And so anyways, since then, I've just been all for an Iowa State meltdown, and they were a top 10 team to start the season. They were projected to win the Big 12, and now they're about to finish their season 7-6. So that's all I have to say on it, B. Holmes.
In the words of our famous friend Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend, not so fast. I don't have beef with Iowa State, guys. I actually have been to Iowa State. It is one of the nicest facilities I've been to for track and field. I ran a PR at Iowa State. Iowa State has been good to me in my career of dealing with Iowa State. It's a nice campus out there in Ames. I'm actually going for the Fighting Matt Campbells. This is why I'm a big Matt Campbell guy. And I'll go on record saying this. I was vying for Michigan to hire him last offseason.
You were.
I was like, get rid of Harbaugh. Let's go get Matt Campbell. The dude's a culture builder. And I apologize, Jim. I apologize. How dare I doubt you? How dare I? And I eat crow on that. I think Matt Campbell's going to have these boys fired up, man. He does best. What I've learned about Matt Campbell, he does best when he's in the underdog role. He doesn't do well when he's expected to win, in my personal opinion. But when he's the underdog, that's part of his mantra. He's best when he's the hunter, not the hunted. And so in this thing, you got a lot going on. This is why I also say that Dabo loses both of his coordinators. Tony Elliott's gone. Venables is gone. DJ Ucla, I'm sorry, I don't want to butcher his name. Yeah, he has not had a great year. He's not who we thought he was. And I think Campbell's going to have his boys ready, and especially if Breece Hall, the running back, he's an All-American this year. If he plays, I like Iowa State.
Yeah, he's a baller.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to hear a funny joke that I did see? It's not my joke. It's something I saw on Twitter.
What's that?
DJ, the Clemson quarterback, they said he tried to hit the transfer portal, but he overthrew it. Thought that was pretty good. That deserves a subscribe right there. So go ahead and hit subscribe.
He's still cashing that Dr. Pepper check, though.
That's true. He is. I mean, he's going to get the last laugh there.
Yeah, he is.
Alamo Bowl, Oregon, OU. I'm taking OU. Legendary Bob Stoops has been coaching them through the offseason. I think that they finished the season strong. Caleb Williams. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think OU, despite Lincoln Riley jumping ship to go to USC, I think they're in a really good spot now. They've really, after early signing day, how their coaching search panned out, the assistant coaches they've gotten. I mean, they are solid. In fact, you can go watch a video I put up earlier today comparing OU and Texas. It's called my Red River Report. Sooners stay strong and same old Texas. I'm not going to get on that tangent right now, but I've got OU winning that game over Oregon.
Man, I like OU in this one, man. I like Stoops is coming back, and I have no allegiance to OU, but I think that was pretty dope to go call Bob and Bob to come in. Bob has a full-time job, by the way, guys. Like, he has a full-time job, and he's just like, it's like somebody. This is how OU treated this situation. It was like the dad who's coaching the Little League team couldn't make it because he had the work meeting, and you just called the other dad who played professional baseball, like, hey, do you mind just coming in and like coaching for the day? He's like, oh, sure, yeah, I'll just stop what I'm doing. So I love that they called Bob. I love that Bob stepped in. I loved how they've handled everything. You don't feel like I think a lot of time in coaching searches or coaching trade, you feel like a lot of shakiness. It's like OU's had a very smooth transition, and I think a lot of that is because of Bob Stoops coming in saying, hey, I'll man the ship, and it gave everybody some comfort. And I think there's a different type of energy around OU now. You got Venables coming back. Yes. The guy I think I like best coming back, you got Smitty coming back. Shout out to Malcolm Kelly for the OU freestyle. Hey, that's one of my favorite videos.
If we don't make our times.
Yeah, that was
Smitty
that.
Get ticked if we don't make our times or whatever. Yeah,
I love that. So, and then Caleb Williams, man, the true freshman phenom. So, and we've watched
DeMarco Murray came back.
DeMarco Murray came back.
And then
we watched Oregon meltdown like over and over and over again. So I just have and they lost their head coach. So I like OU in this, man. Big.
I got what do we got? The
Duke's Mayo Bowl.
That was the Alamo Bowl, and now we got Duke's Mayo Bowl. I got South Carolina beating North Carolina, man. I think Little Beamer. He's got Beamer ball rolling. They had a pretty good early signing day. They had some big transfers. Got Spencer Rattler and Austin. Is it Stogner? From OU. I mean, obviously two guys that he had connection with from when he was on the OU staff. Mm-hmm. And I think that this would be a big win for him in the program to finish out the year 7-6. His year one with the program at 7-6, and whereas North Carolina is kind of coming on the closing out a very disappointing season.
Yeah.
I just think the energy that the two teams are coming in with are completely different, and I've got South Carolina winning.
Yeah, I want to go North Carolina. I just don't know if Sam Howell's playing. He might be opting out for the draft, which to me might be smart for him. He's definitely going to be one of the top 3 quarterbacks taken off the board, probably. And like you said, man, I listened to a press conference with Beamer recently after early signing day, and I just like the guy's energy, man. Yeah. Like he's the type of coach like you want to go play for. Yeah. So I think he'll have those boys fired up. Because I don't think they played the bowl game last year. Or maybe not even the year before, but I like what they got going on there. So I'm with you on that. I like South Carolina over North Carolina.
Beamer won me over with his Georgia take after he played Georgia. That's when I was like, I like this guy. All right, Music City Bowl. We got Tennessee, Purdue. Everything in me wants to pick Purdue, but I'm not going to for 2 reasons. One, because every year I pick Purdue to beat an SEC team in their bowl matchup, they end up screwing me over. And 2, I know you're going to pick Purdue because they're Big Ten, I think at least. So I want to be different from you, and I'm going Tennessee. I do love Purdue. I like Brom. He's a Petrino guy. Runs a very unique, creative offense. They're a fun team to watch, but I'm going with Heupel in Tennessee, even though, I'm not completely convinced they're going to win that game, but I don't have good history picking Purdue in bowl games.
I'm actually going Tennessee. I wanted to go Purdue. I'm going
Purdue then. No, I'm changing. I'm going Purdue.
I wanted to go Purdue. I wanted to go Purdue for the fact I love Jeff Brom. They play big, but they play big in the Big Ten. They're the Davids of the Big Ten. They're always looking to slay the Goliath. I don't know if David Bell plays, who's to me, I think, outside of the guys from Ohio State, the best receiver in the Big Ten. And I think he could play on that Ohio State team and be a starter. So David Bell's elite. But I believe the quarterback who led them in those big wins actually is transferring out, Plummer. He entered his name into the transfer portal. Okay. And then Hooker is coming back for Tennessee and Heupel. So that's why I like Tennessee, man. And then we saw the numbers they put up against Bama. So yeah. I believe if they play the game that they could play, I like Tennessee in this. And because it's not a Big Ten game, I'll take Tennessee over Purdue.
I want to go back to Tennessee now.
I make some good points, man.
I know.
I did a little research.
Look, I was in agreement with it to begin with. I was rolling with Tennessee, but it was more so not picking Purdue. Now you've got me wanting to actually pick Tennessee. No, I'm gonna stay with Purdue. This could be the year. The tide changes for my luck with picking Purdue in bowl games. Mm-hmm. Peach Bowl. We got Pitt, Michigan State. This was going to come down to Kenny Pickett. He's not playing. And then
Kenneth Walker isn't playing
Kenneth
either.
Walker, he's not playing either. So at this point, I believe it's going to come down to coaching, personally, and I'm going with Mel Tucker. I've been on Mel Tucker since day one of this podcast, and I'm riding with Mel. And not only is Pickett not playing, but Whipple, the OC, is at Nebraska. So I'm going with Michigan State to win the Peach Bowl.
Ooh, I was going to go Pitt. I'm still going to go Pitt. I don't trust Michigan State without Walker. I've said it all year. Walker's won them about 4 of those games that they – without Walker, they are a 7-5 team. Maybe 6-6. Yeah. But you got to remember, this is a big deal for Narduzzi too. He comes from Michigan State. He was Michigan State's DC. I think it's going to come down to quarterback play, which if Pickett's not playing. This is why, though. But I will say, yes, they lost their OC. But Michigan State has one of the worst, if not the worst, passing defense in the country. Peyton Thorne is nothing without a run game, in my personal opinion. Not as a person, just as in the scheme of things.
I'm with you.
I still think, listen, man, Centennial High School in Frisco, Texas can attack that passing defense that Michigan State has. So I like Pitt, man. I like Pitt. I feel like Narduzzi wants to show that, hey, man, I'm still the big dog around here. And I like Pitt in this one.
I think you've got the Heisman candidate and the Heisman candidate for the one team and the Heisman candidate for the other team, both not playing. So to me, I go Narduzzi, Tucker. I'm banking on Tucker to get it done. So, All right, Las Vegas Bowl. Who will win this matchup? Arizona State, Wisconsin. I'm going with Wisconsin. I think they out physical Arizona State. And I think that Arizona State, playing in the Pac-12, you don't have to necessarily go play a team that's going to play you as physical as Wisconsin. Like Wisconsin's going to make you tackle every single drive, right? Multiple times. And what I mean by that is like you won't get to play against Wisconsin and get a 3 and out where you never had to tackle somebody.
Right.
Like 3 straight, you can play Pac-12 games and play a series or 2 or 3 where you never even had to tackle anyone.
Right.
Right. And so I think that, what is that? It's a late game.
It's late night, 10:30.
9:30, Thursday night game. I just think Wisconsin's going to come in, out physical them, and win that game.
I'm with you. They're rolling. They got a little momentum. They've kind of figured it out. Graham Mertz is kind of clicking at the QB spot. Like you said, man, that is one of the worst teams to face. When you know what's going to happen, they're going to line up and do it anyways. They're going to pound you, and they have one of the best defenses in the country, man. Those the two Mike linebackers are studs. So, yep, I like UW in that one.
And then the Gator Bowl, we've got Texas A&M versus Wake Forest. I got A&M. I don't feel like I even need to explain it. I'm going A&M.
Same.
Okay.
Same.
Sun Bowl, Washington State, Miami. Both teams lost their coach. Both teams kind of, maybe in shambles with the portal. So here's what I'm looking at. Without really knowing a whole lot of where each team is standing, who has the better crop? Who has more depth of athletes, right?
Yeah.
Because if, with coaching changes and transfer portal and all that, what do you look at is who's just got the better athletes? And that's going to be Miami.
Yep.
So I'm picking Miami. Shout out Rhett Lashley, though, offensive coordinator who is named the head coach at SMU, former Razorback. I don't even know who's calling the game for either team. I don't care. I'm going with Miami. I'm banking on the fact that they're going to out-athlete Washington State.
Yeah, I'm with you. Van Dyke has been, since they turned the keys over to Van Dyke at quarterback, he's been playing good. You still got Charleston Rambo, the OU transfer on the outside. Yeah. Great little running game. I like Miami in this one. Easy pick.
And, all right, before we get to the CFP, we've got the Arizona Bowl. I don't have a whole lot to say about this game other than I'm picking Boise State over Central Michigan.
I'm going Central. I'm going to Chippewa, Central Michigan guy. I'm sticking home.
Is McElwain or whatever still there?
Yes, Jim McElwain. He's still there.
Former Saban assistant, Florida head coach, Colorado State.
Michigan assistant, yeah.
Okay. I got Boise State. All right. Moments you've all. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm going to skip. I forgot about all these other games.
Yeah, we got the New Year's Day games.
So let's skip CFP and save that for last.
Yep.
Yeah, how can I forget the first New Year's Day game, bro?
Come on, man. It's like your team.
It's like the game I'm most looking forward to watching. I've got Arkansas over Penn State. I know Traylon Burks is not playing. I've got several videos talking about that. You're welcome to go watch. Go to our Hog Heaven playlist. I've got Arkansas beating Penn State. I think we're going to run the ball, and I'm really looking forward to Keytron Jackson. I think that he's kind of the next up to step in the role Burks has been playing. He's not Traylon Burks, but he's obviously a really talented player. He's a true freshman. I'm really hoping that he's been getting a ton of reps in practices, these bowl practices, and I'd love to see him make some fireworks in this game. He's just my personal player to watch. And then our run game, I think, is going to be too much for him. So, and we've got a crop of linebackers and some D-line. Like, we've got some guys who are wanting to go out on a high note. Like, we've got some guys on our defense who are wanting to finish. I mean, it's like former walk-on guys. Grant Morgan just won the Burlsworth Award. Guys like him and Hayden Henry. And then obviously Bumper Pool wasn't a walk-on. He was a 4-star recruit. But I mean, those guys, they want to finish what they started. They came in and they went through some very down times at Arkansas, and they got a chance to close their time out with a 9-win season and a bowl victory. I say it happens.
Yeah, originally I want to take Penn State, but man, the two offensive tackles at Penn State are terrible. Michigan got 8 sacks that game alone. So I'm rocking with you. I'm rocking with Mark because Mark is rocking with us. If you follow TikTok, you understand that trend. I like Arkansas. I like Arkansas in that matchup. Nothing else need to be said.
Fiesta Bowl, getting to more New Year's Six. Notre Dame, Oklahoma State. I'm going with Notre Dame, not because I'm a Notre Dame fan, but I'm going to be honest with you. I think with the news that broke this week with Urban Meyer, I kind of feel like there may be a push to get him coaching Notre Dame possibly. And I've said it already on our podcast. I want Marcus Freeman to do well.
Yep.
And I think that there's probably more pressure on him than there should be to win this game, just to get things started off right. So I hope he wins it. I want to see him beat Oklahoma State. I don't know if they have the team to do it because I know Oklahoma State's pretty good and they got a pretty good defense, but I'm just not sold on Oak State's quarterback, and I'm picking Notre Dame.
I like Marcus Freeman in this. I'm picking Notre Dame. New coach. I saw how Notre Dame reacted to him being hired. They were fired up. I also don't trust, if it's a close game, I trust the quarterback situation Notre Dame and Jack Cohn, who's played for Wisconsin, who understands how to take care of the football. He's a Wisconsin transfer. Oklahoma State, Sanders is a pick machine. He's probably going to throw at least 2 or 3. And I don't know if Kyle Hamilton, the top 10 projected pick, is going to be playing for Notre Dame. But here's another thing. Everyone talks about Oklahoma State's defense. Their defensive coordinator just got hired by Ohio State, so he won't even be coaching that game. So I like Notre Dame to win that game.
Okay, we got the Citrus Bowl, Kentucky and Iowa. I'm going Kentucky. I like what Stoops has been building there. Just got a 5-star offensive tackle on
good one.
Early signing day. I mean, he's really hat tip to Mark Stoops. He's done a tremendous job rebuilding that program, and I think he finishes out the season with another 10-win season.
Same. He also took the #1 defensive tackle out of Michigan and Deion Walker as well. So, man, he's recruiting heavy. Iowa has no offense. We saw that in the Big Ten championship game. We've seen that in every game we've watched Iowa play. Kentucky has offense. I'm going to go Kentucky big in this game. Go Kentucky big.
Okay, and then we got Ohio State, Utah in the Rose Bowl. It's tough because those receivers are still kind of undecided right now on whether or not they're going to play. And I've got Ohio State right now, even though I got a gut feeling about Utah. I don't care. I'm going Utah, bro. I'm taking Utah. I'm taking Utah. The Utes. Come on, Utes. Hit subscribe. Give me a subscribe right now because I just took Utah. If you're still riding with us right now, live right for you with Bowl Mania, I'm going Utah.
I kind of want to take Utah because I feel like Michigan punked Ohio State and showed they're not really tough. And then also there's the conversation if Olave and Wilson are going to play, which I don't think they play. But Jackson Smith Enigma still plays, who to me is the best receiver in the Big Ten. What he did against Michigan was incredible. You also have Julian Fleming, who's the #1 overall wide receiver recruit in the country. He plays at Ohio State. You also have Marvin Harrison Jr., who also plays at Ohio State. You have Travion Henderson, C.J. Stroud. I think Ohio State has way too much firepower. And I think, though, I'll say this and then we can hurry up and move on. I think this game will say a lot about Ryan Day. Is your team really tough? Because you just got, the last time we saw you on TV, you got punked on national TV. You got punked. So, and Whittingham has those guys at Utah. They come to play football. Like, they play tough football. So I want to pick Ohio State, but I'll say this. I almost want to lean with you and pick Utah for that reason. But I just believe Ohio State has way too much firepower. I think it'll be a close game, though.
See, and my thing with the firepower is if your first opportunity at getting meaningful reps is in the Rose Bowl, man, that's an intimidating place to play.
That's why you come to Ohio State.
And just everything around it. I mean, you're right.
That's why you come to Ohio State.
Put up or shut up.
Put up or shut up. I think Olave plays. I don't think Wilson plays, though, but I think Olave plays.
Okay. All right, well, let's get to the Sugar Bowl. I'm really looking forward to this game as well. Baylor, Ole Miss. I'm ready to see this Lane Kiffin offense versus this Dave Aranda defense. and I'm going Baylor. I'm picking Baylor. I don't really have much analysis here other than I just like them, man. They got All-American safety, Jalen Petrie, all-conference linebacker. And their quarterback situation, I don't know who's playing. I don't know if Bohannon's going to play, but I mean, the kid that played in the Big 12 championship set the record for like most completions.
True.
They have a very efficient offense, and
excuse me.
You know, if they can keep it from turning into a track meet, because if it turns into a track meet, Ole Miss they're going to win. They'll win that every day and twice on Sunday. But if they can keep it into their kind of game, I think they can win. I also think, I don't know. Maybe I don't think that, what I was going to say. I think actually you're probably going to have both teams competing pretty hard. I think this is going to be a fun game to watch.
I think it's going to be a great game. I like Ole Miss, man. Matt Corral said he's playing. Shout out Tommy Brooker texted me first thing this morning at like 6 a.m. Matt Corral's playing. I think we have a good chance. And I covered Ole Miss when we were doing stuff for Sports Illustrated. So I'm going to finish the season strong. I like Ole Miss, man, and Matt Corral to go out strong.
Okay. Now, for real this time, before we get to the CFP, the moment you've all been waiting for, this last bowl, Texas Bowl, LSU, Kansas State. Dude, I'm taking Kansas State because I don't think LSU even shows up for this game, to be honest with you. I don't think they have anything to rally around. I think the only reason why they showed up for A&M was because they wanted to send Coach O out like
with a dub.
On a high. Yeah, with a dub. And I don't know that Brian Kelly's come in and really done anything to ignite anything just yet, or if he would. I just, that LSU situation,
that's a weird situation.
It's interesting, but I got K-State winning that one.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Because I think they come play the hardest.
I'm with you. LSU has nothing to play for in this game, so I don't even need to talk. I like KSU on that one.
All right. CFP, hit subscribe right now. The moment you've been waiting for. I think we're past an hour. We'll get done here, but it's Friday night. It's Friday Night Live, baby. Friday Night Live, Bowl Mania. It's not too late. Hop in our group. Click the link below. Hop in our group. Make your picks. I know you missed the games that were played today. Play tonight. No problem. I'm picking Alabama by 100. I'm picking Michigan to beat Georgia. And then B, I'm picking Go Blue to win the national championship. The one coach in this Final Four that is not intimidated by Nick Saban. The one coach Harbaugh is just kind of in his own.
He's so quirky, it seems fake, but it's really who he is.
It's really who he is. And, you know, there's a few coaches. I don't know how to make this point where it's not. But like Deion Sanders, right? He's not intimidated by any coach in the country.
No, he just
now he may know that there's teams right now that his team is not built to beat yet.
Right.
But he has enough skins on the wall beyond his coaching pedigree that like someone with an outstanding coaching pedigree like Nick Saban's isn't going to intimidate him. Right. And that's what I've said this before on the podcast. That's what Jim Harbaugh is to me. Now, he has it as a player, but he also does have a really strong coaching pedigree.
Yeah, he does.
Going back to his rebuilds, what he's done.
Yep.
I just don't think he looks at Saban and like goes, oh no, how are we going to,
yeah.
You know, like I do think Kirby Smart does that. I do think Luke Fickell does that. I do think a lot of other coaches in the country will do that, and rightfully so. I just don't think Harbaugh's one of them. Now, that Georgia game's not going to be any slouch. Don't get me wrong.
No.
Because Michigan's bread and butter is exactly what Georgia wants you to do. I don't know. Maybe it's just like my connection to you and like I'm being too much of a fan, but I'm picking Michigan to win it all. I got Michigan and Bama and Michigan winning it.
I like Bam over Cincy. I was a little originally I was thinking Georgia over Michigan, just logically.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought about it this morning because I knew we were going to film. And I'm going to do a separate video for this preview, so I won't get into it. But everything is kind of aligned for Michigan this year. It's like you got through a season, you got a Heisman finalist, you have the potential number 1 overall pick, another top 15 pick at bookends. You have Blake Corum was only 60 yards away from having 1,000 yards, so you're 60 yards away from having 2 1,000-yard rushers. Everyone's healthy. Your coaching staff, you retained everybody. You lose nobody to the offseason. It just feels like everything is aligning for them right now. Like, this is a now or never moment for Michigan. So I like them to beat Georgia in a close game, like 24-28, something like that. And then this is what just came to my mind. Michigan over Bama, 32-27 for the national title.
Okay.
32-27. Put it on wax. 32-27. Michigan takes it all. Jim Harbaugh has done what he said to do, and I can die a happy man. Don't care if we never win another one after this. Don't care.
You saw one.
Yeah, I saw one. I haven't seen one since 97, but I need to see one as an adult.
Yep.
We win this one, I'm good. So, yep, I like that. I like Michigan to win it all.
Well, hey, if you're watching right now still, we appreciate you. If you've been rocking with us for the last hour and 5-6 minutes or whatever it's been, we appreciate you. If you popped in for 5 or 10 minutes anywhere throughout this, thank you. If you're watching this on the playback, hey, depending on when you're watching it, I guess.
Yeah.
Hop in our group. The link's below.
Links below, guys.
We're so thankful for the momentum we have. We do have a goal, 1,000, 1K by New Year's Day.
Yep.
So if you could share this with someone, just anyone. I mean, literally, if everyone who's subscribed right now just shares with one other person, I mean, we'd be well over that goal. We believe it's going to happen. We're going to keep trying to hit you with some of these live shows as well. And yeah, man, that's all I got. Hit all our socials. You see them on the screen. We got Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. All of that, YouTube, all of it's at Blue Blood CGT. You see our Twitter handles right below us. I'm at It's Trey Smith. B Holmes is at Real B Holmes.
Yes, sir.
And man, let's just have a exciting heck of a bowl season. Spend time with your family. Spend time with your loved ones. Enjoy the holiday season. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year to everybody. You'll be seeing our videos.
Yeah, we'll still be popping up
all during the season. It's live right now. I figured I just want to just say that while we're here. And that's all I got, B Holmes.
That's it, man. Thank you guys, man. This has been a great, great experience. We started this out with a hope and a prayer and an idea, and it's been great to see how this thing has grown. Man, we appreciate the jargon. We appreciate the texts, the tweets, all that stuff, man.
The YouTube
comments, man. Those have been fun. We try to reply to every last one of them. And so, man, thank you guys. Make sure you subscribe, share it with a friend. Enjoy this time. Remember what it's all about during this holiday season. Enjoy this time with those who mean the most to you. And man, we love you. We appreciate you. We're just a bunch of fans. Like we said, it's a podcast for the fans, by the fans. We're a bunch of fans just trying to make our dream come true. So thank you guys for helping us. I love you. Enjoy it. Till next time. Peace.